the process? What's the process when you get a client when they first come in? Is it because a lot of people feel like, you know, the workout, like is it the workout or is it the diet or is it both? Where do we start from? Where do we go? How long does it take? How long does it take before we start seeing the results? That just, speaking of, I know you do something different, like you do the embodies.
Yeah.
And that, for me personally, that was rewarding because I was like, I didn't even know, I was even getting to this point. That shit hypes you up. And it makes you want to go harder. So, what is the process when the client first comes to you, so you can start? Let me just stay right there. What is the process?
So first and foremost, like I'm partnered with HealthSpot, which is a local supplement store. There's 4 different locations within Indianapolis, being Fishers, Avon, Greenwood, and Broad Ripple. Yep. And shout out to Ambercon for sure. But they pretty much go in there and they meet directly with Amber. Amber, first and foremost, gives them a supplement consultation, and it isn't like, just walking in a supplement store where they're trying to sell you on it. He's coming from a place of knowledge where he's actually breaking down like what deficiencies you have in your life, and what can we do.
I know that for personal experience,
because he dug in with you pretty deep.
Yeah, he did.
So after you meet with Amber, as part of that experience, just like you mentioned, the embody. So the embody, it lets us know where our body fat percentage is, where our lean muscle mass is, where our weight, body mass index, all of that stuff, and it puts it on a format where you have it on this whole chart, and then on a month-to-month basis, it has an actual chart system that you can track everything to be able to ensure that you're seeing those physical results. And one of the most important things I tell people is kind of take weight out of the equation. Your weight is going to fluctuate, but as long as your body fat is dropping and your lean muscle mass is going up, that's where we want to be, just kind of leave the weight on the back burner. So I say, if you got just an ordinary basic scale, stay away from it because it's going to do more to your mental more than anything. But following that, if we haven't already hopped on a consultation call, like we'll hop on a call, do all this and that, break down the goals, the details and stuff like that. And then from getting those embody numbers, I'm able to configure their macros, their estimated caloric intake, fat, protein, and carbs. And then from there, I send over some nutritional guidance, things breaking down details such as simple versus complex carbs. And then, also high protein food because, protein is optimal no matter if you're trying to lose weight, no matter if you're trying to gain weight. Whatever the case may be, that's usually one of the biggest areas that people are slacking in. And then from there, they pop in, come into the gym. It's pretty much assessment period, and I like to start off with the functional assessment, kind of seeing how well an individual is able to perform the 7 primal movements. How good are they able to squat? How good are they able to lunge? How good are they able to push, press? And, from there, kind of, going into like a cardiovascular test, being able to see where their endurance is. And that's where I usually find is people's their biggest struggle, outside of like injuries and stuff like that, that kind of limits people as well. But cardiovascular endurance seems to be the biggest thing. So I usually test that out. And then from there, it's more or less, developing, a personalized program that's going to make sense based off of what that individual is seeking. Because like I said, everybody has a different training style and everybody might not be trying to hit the same goals. So even though I might have the semi-individual training going on and there's multiple people in at one time, like they're still doing their own thing unless they're in the same ability group. If that makes sense.
So so let's talk about the workouts. So, you'll go online and you'll see people getting they're doing workouts on their own. But if you don't fully understand the body, if you don't fully understand what it is you're trying to work out, you could end up still not getting the results that you could or the right way. So why should somebody have a trainer versus trying to do the workouts at home by themselves?
Honestly, I would say the biggest thing is like injury prevention is huge, and being able to, work out pain-free, because even for me, when I first started off and I was just going into the gym and I was just lifting stuff, I had incorrect form, I was going at a tempo that I should not have been doing. I didn't know the proper rep ranges. Like, I just simply didn't have this knowledge, And when you are able to take time and work with a subject matter expert in the field, at the very least, you should be gaining knowledge, So, like, you should be seeing results and gaining knowledge, so then you could be able to take that out and do that on your own. But that, I would say that's the biggest thing. It's just like that corrective exercise. You know, even in the gym today, when I go up to the outside gyms, I see people doing having their foreman correct all the time. And a big part of that is ego. Sometimes like there's a lot of people, they just don't have the willingness to learn. They don't want to go to somebody else, because they think they can do it all themselves.